All right, so if we look at the macros of just the rice cakes and the bananas alone, we have 13 grams of protein, 22 grams of fat, and 83 grams of carbs. So a lot of carbs going into the workout. A little bit of fat. Obviously, the peanut butter doesn't help. Um, and then if we throw in the scoop of protein, which would be 20 grams, I would be hitting 30 grams of protein. Yeah, it's pretty much pure protein. So I'd be hitting 30 grams of protein, 600 calories. All right, so I'm just going to eat this up real quick. And then I'll show you guys my pre-workout stack so you guys can see what I'm working with. I got a lot of supplements because your boy buys a lot. Because I don't like having the same flavor because I find it gets really boring if you have the same flavor for a while. So I switch things up pretty often, but I try to keep pre-workouts very simple. I take creatine gummies before every workout. I take 5 grams of creatine, so it's equivalent to 3 gummies. Some people try to do 10. I've done 10 before. I just find it's pretty expensive. And obviously I was still pretty fat at the time, so I feel like it didn't even really matter too much how much I was taking, but I always take a gummies. I try to take it before every workout. Some people like doing it after. It doesn't really matter when you take it. I just like doing it before because it's a sense of consistency that every time I lift, I get my creatine in guaranteed. On my rest days, I try to do it in the morning when I take my vitamins and everything, but I just like doing a pre-workout. No extra benefits really. Like there's some people that say that there is benefits, but I just genuinely enjoy taking it before a workout just to make sure that I know I took it. So I take half a scoop of caffeine or of half a scoop of a pre-workout normally. Like I said, sometimes I'll do a pump product. But other than that, I do take OxyStred. Now, I don't personally think that there's such as a supplement that will make you lose fat. Like evidently, if you're taking this supplement and it says you're gonna lose fat or burn fat and you're eating like shit and you're eating pure fat and chocolate bars, you're not gonna lose fucking fat. It still matters on your diet. I personally just like it for the thermogenic, which makes me sweat a lot. Obviously, that kind of helps a little bit with pumps, but I personally just find that me knowing I'm sweating a lot is helping me know that I'm working hard. All right, breakfast, supplements done. We're gonna go hit a lift. We're gonna get shoulders and arms today. We do normally lift with buddies, but they're working right now, so we're on our own today. So we'll see how that goes. Those are perfect. I'll break down the macros first. So I have 626 calories, 65 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, 61 grams of carbs. So my carb intake is pretty much it for the day. I have 40 grams of carbs left, which we're probably going to put with like a Greek yogurt bowl or whatever I decide to have later in fruit. I've got 30 grams of fat left that I get to play with, so I could always go a little bit lower fat, higher carbs, and I got about 50 grams of protein. It's 4 p.m., so realistically I'm going to eat this, and then I'll be done. I'll be hungry about 7. I normally eat every 3 hours, except for when I'm training. I normally push for about 4.5, just because the 2-hour session and then the drive there and back, another 30, whatever. But yeah. Basically, it's a blueberry jam. I'll try to bring it closer to the camera. But it's basically just potatoes. Realistically, post-workout, you want to obviously have protein. But a lot of the thing that people miss out on is carbs. And I don't understand why. People think that having carbs post-workout is bad. It's not. It actually really helps. It's actually better for you to have carbs and protein post-workout. Obviously, everyone thinks carbs pre-workout, which is good. But you want to have a mixture of both. For a post-workout. Even pre-workout, you want to have a fair bit of protein. Like, you don't want to go and get something that's super high digesting, which is what a lot of people mistake, is they'll have like chicken, they'll have ground beef, and that is good for you, don't get me wrong, but it takes longer for you to digest. So if you just have a simple protein shake, like pre-workout, it's going to digest a lot quicker, which is why people like fast digestive carbs, which is why people like rice cakes, Rice Krispies, honey, all that stuff. So post-workout, a little bit different. You do want to hit your protein goal. I personally like going for something like chicken and then a little bit of protein powder just so I can get a fast dissolving protein in me so it can refill my muscles in that 1 hour and a half anabolic window, and then have protein on the side that helps keep me full. That being said, I do have a protein coffee here. I say protein coffee. I literally just added a scoop of protein to my coffee. It's literally that simple. But yeah. These potatoes cooked to perfection. Chicken is perfect. A Texas jam. It's like a Texas barbecue blueberry jam. Beautiful. It's so good. This is a recipe I saw online where it was for 850 calories for this thing. And I know this is a pretty small portion. But I kept everything the same. One big thing that I changed was a spray oil. And I hope you guys realize how much you actually save with the spray oil. Evidently, they're not 0 calories. They all say 0 calories. It's not 0 calories. It's 0 calories for a fucking quarter second of a spray. You cannot tell me that by the time you press the button and let go, it's been a quarter second. No, it's been about a whole second. But it's alright. It does help because you can spread it a lot quicker or a lot easier. Like, the recipe called for 2.5 tablespoons of oil, right? So that would be equivalent to about 40 grams. And with the spray bottle, because I still weigh the spray bottle so I can have an idea because it's easier than counting, it was 10 grams. So I saved 30 grams of oil, which is equivalent to roughly 180 calories, maybe 200 depending on the type of oil you have, and just pure fat. And that's simply just by changing the oil. And then I did a sugar-free jam. That saved another 40 calories per serving. I did a sugar-free barbecue sauce. That saved another 50 Like, simple substitutions is what's going to help you. And that's what I want people to understand is, yes, you're on a diet, but unless you're on a bodybuilding diet where you have to stick to the same thing every day, be same time frame, same like everything very specific, you can eat the food you love without having to restrict yourself too much. Don't be so hard on yourself on your diet. If you find stuff on TikTok, make it, but think about stuff you could change, right? You could find protein wraps, you could find protein pasta, you could find a spray oil. The ones that are bad is when there's a lot of oil and butter because that just adds calories and fat. So if you can find a way to reduce those mostly is your best bet. Another good one is sauces. You can find how to reduce sauces is a really good option. Like getting a light mayo saves half the calories, half the fat. Some people are able to get like a no-fat mayo, which like that's pretty good, but I don't really have that here. Doing light low-fat cheese saves like 40 calories a serving. Like, simple substitutions is what's going to get you the long way. And it's what's going to help you be satiated the whole way. Because if you're going to be restricting everything, like ketchup, like barbecue sauce, like chipotle sauce, like fast food, it's not really sustainable unless you have a goal of competing, right? But a lot of you guys just want to be healthy. You like lifting because you feel healthy, right? not everyone is meant to be a bodybuilder or wants to be a bodybuilder. So it's like, you can diet but smart. And obviously I weigh my food and track everything. If you don't really want to track, that's when it gets a little bit harder, but it's still doable by doing those substitutions. Like I said, a Sprite oil is going to literally save you like hundreds of calories in a day if you're cooking very often. It's that simple. And these potatoes are crispy, and they were just baked. They weren't even fried or air fried. They're literally like perfect. So that's a little spiel. I'm gonna eat this shit right now. I'll catch you guys for the next meal. I don't really have much planned for today other than, a little bit of cardio to get my steps in, but other than that, it's pretty chill. So I'll see you boys later. Alrighty, so I'm gonna hurry up a bit because we have to go to volleyball. We got called up to go play for a team just for fun, but we got 112 grams of cherries, frozen cherries. Typically, like I was aiming for 100, but I don't really care. This is 81 calories, 20 grams of carbs, so I'm using the rest of my carbs to carb up for volleyball. This was obviously not planned. Like I said, I didn't really have many other plans, but it is what it is. I got called up. I want to play. I want to have some fun, and yeah. So we're gonna get picked up by a buddy, and then we're gonna play some volleyball. I'm just gonna eat this real quick. When I get back, will be my final meal. It was probably gonna be like a Greek yogurt bowl because I still need about 30 grams of protein, so at least I can do that. I might do like a Greek yogurt ice cream kind of thing with some frozen fruit, like a frozen yogurt kind of thing. But we'll see. But for now, that's all we got, so we're gonna eat that. I have 565 calories to work with. I do have to fit in 50 grams of protein. I have 30 grams of fat to work with. So what I'm planning on doing is a Greek yogurt, protein powder, a little bit of peanut butter, something like that. A little bit of a shake, you know what I'm saying? This is something you kind of understand the more you track, or just the more you eat the certain foods in a certain way and you actually pay attention to the servings. I know that for 250 grams of Greek yogurt, I'll have 17 grams of protein roughly, right? So if I do the 17 plus the 28 for the protein powder, we'll just round it to 30 so it's easy. That's 47 grams and I still need 50. So instead I'm gonna do and I'm putting peanut butter, which is 3 grams. So it's actually perfect. 25, 30, and then peanut butter. It's like perfect. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of milk, so it will give me a little bit more fat as well, and then it'll give it more of a smoothie consistency instead of it just being, blended yogurt and protein powder. But yeah, if you guys ask what I do diet-wise, this is it, man. I wake up, I eat what I want, when I want. Obviously, I have a little bit of a knowledge behind it, right? So I know a little bit what to eat, protein-wise and everything. But key takeaway I could give for you guys, always make sure you incorporate at least 30 grams of protein per meal. Main reason is if you don't get 30 grams of protein per meal and you eat 4 or 5 times a day, right? That's gonna be already roughly 140, 150 grams of protein, right? If you don't do that and you're trying to hit your protein goal, you're gonna be stuck hitting it with the last, let's say, meal, and you're gonna have 80 grams of protein to hit. Now, that's not fun. Some people don't mind it because whatever, they get to have a bigger portion of chicken, ground beef, whatever your protein source is, but realistically, 80 grams of protein is a lot to eat, and you don't realize it, but protein actually fills you up so much more. So I would try to at least have 30 a meal. If you want to do 41 meal, 21 meal, or 50 and 10, right? But that's my kind of base point. So understand that no diet is gonna make you have a 6-pack. It's not gonna make you lose or gain weight depending your goal. Realistically, it's calories in, calories out, and you have to plug and play with it. You could put in a calorie calculator that you have to eat 2,000 calories to lose weight, but you might still gain weight. But just because you gained weight in one day doesn't mean you drop the calories. Look at a weekly average. If you gained a half a pound on a weekly average, 2 things. You need to exercise more, or you need to drop your calories. If you really locked in for 6 months, you could change your life. Some people might not need 6 months, but let's say you take 6 months, you change your life, you finally get that 6-pack. Now you can focus on just maintaining it. It's a lot easier. You track the scale on the weight, and if you go up 5 pounds in 2 weeks, then you're like, oh shit, I gotta get right back on track. You get back on track right away. That's the problem, is it's hard to cut or to bulk because you have to be so consistent for so long. But realistically, once you've gone to your goal, maintaining it is easy. If you went away on holiday and gained 5 pounds, you just know, okay, next 2 weeks I'm locking in on my diet, I'm gonna lose these 5 pounds and get back to how I was. It's easier to do small cuts and small bulks where needed than to do a big bulk and cut every single time. Those are all the key takeaways I can give for you guys for right now. Like I said, I'm planning on posting more, so I'm gonna give a lot more content and a lot more information the more I go on. Like the more I lose weight, I'll probably do like a full day of eating, how to set up your macros, shit like that. So if you guys do like that kind of content, or you just wanna have some valuable information from someone who's lost over 80 pounds once and is losing 30 pounds and probably gonna lose another 20, then follow along, right? Like, I've been in the fitness industry for 5 years now. Since I was 13 years old, I'm 18 now, and don't get me wrong, there's still people that know a lot more than me, there's people that are more knowledgeable, and there's people that might disagree with me, but I know my shit to a certain extent. So if you guys need advice, follow along. I'll get you guys, try to help you guys out as much as I can, give some free content on YouTube. Sorry for yapping a lot, but I'm trying to give you guys some valuable content. If you guys stuck to the end of the video, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.